And what seemed like out of nowhere last night, guys, that's going to be Sinatra's accuser, known as Cleo, has now posted another document, what she calls more, as there was a few more accusations, but mostly clarification and updates for all of you guys curious. And there also have been responses, especially one document from Sinatra's current girlfriend, known as M. She responds to quite a bit of the stuff in the document I'm going to read for you guys today, which also has some important information. I'll be covering that one tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be covered and talked about in depth, and so today we're going to focus on that being Sinatra's initial accuser, Cleo, adding some more to the whole case. But what Cleo calls more in the document, another Google Doc with text interactions with Jay, as well as updates on her previous document and the investigations. Now, the first clip she does talk about is apparently about him making what she says is a comment about trans people being off. And this is a weird one to share, and I'm going to explain myself. Again, I'm curious what you guys think about this one. We'll explain it as the document does go on. She goes on to share a 2-minute clip of her scrolling through text conversations with Jay and claiming, but also saying she cannot prove this, that he made some form of comment about trans people. To me, it is a bit off, but we'll explain as to why. Here's that clip.
So, start from the top. I click on this. I'm not going to click on the info, which would show his number because I'm not a psychopath. This is his best friend's cat. This is a link to the TikTok that he flamed me for. This is my VIP confirmation for Jimmy Fallon. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead, and we know that this is him who I'm texting. Yeah, and I'm not gonna give context for this. Well, I'm gonna give context for this conversation, but I don't have any proof of it, because he doesn't say it. But I feel like this is a very odd thing not to give context to. So, we were talking on the phone, and he made a comment about trans people being off, quote unquote. Which I said made me feel weird, being that my best friend at the time was trans. Yeah, and then this conversation happened. Yeah, and that's it. He calls me after a few minutes, because I was very upset. Yep. I just say that I can't breathe because I was having a panic attack. Yeah. Yep.
Now, shortly following this, I would say the most important update and clarification of her document is about that audio clip of their sexual interaction. Accordingly, in the first accusations, these two had been recording their sexual interactions, or at least one of them, and that was the most condemning piece against Jay in that case, to which she has clarified for a lot of the questions about why that clip cuts off, why that clip is the way it is there a longer clip? The most important update she has for all of us is clarification on that. As she said, regarding the audio clip, the video itself cuts off quickly because he was filming it, not me. It ends with me laying a few feet away from him, as I previously stated. The phone was in his hand. He chose when to end the video, not me. I would include a longer clip, but it's just him breathing. I shortened the clip out of respect for him because I didn't think it was appropriate for me to have a longer clip that was unrelated to the matter at hand. And I'll repeat what was said before. I welcomed him to show the riot the clip. In the video, you can see his fingers digging into me. And to me, this is very interesting given what we just previously talked about, that being a 2-minute clip going through text conversations about a supposed thing that Jay said, transphobic comments that even she says cannot be proven. And then she goes on to talk about the audio clip of their sexual interaction, a very important piece to this sexual assault claims that she is making against him. And so she says she left that part of the clip out because it was not relevant to the matter. Meanwhile, she includes a 2-minute clip of these transphobic comments that cannot be proven. And so I'm wondering why that's relevant and why that's actually in this document as well. I am really glad she clarified there is a lengthier clip, and the most important part being that she is welcoming him, Sinatraa, to give that full clip to Riot. That's a very, very important thing. I am not taking away from the most condemning piece against him. I just find it weird that she said she shortened that clip out of respect for Sinatraa, and she left out the longer portion of that clip because it wasn't relevant to the matter at hand. The matter at hand, I would say mostly being the sexual assault accusation, and then you leave in a 2-minute clip of you going through text messages of unproven transphobic comments. My question is, how is that then relevant to the matter at hand? That's all I'm trying to say. I still think most importantly, she clarifies a lot of the questions around that audio clip of their sexual interaction. And really quickly, again, I am not saying that Jay maybe did not make those accused transphobic comments. I just wanted to ask the question why that is relevant, why that's being included in this document right now when she herself admits that it can't be proven. Anyway, also importantly, she has no current update on the Riot situation, that being the Riot investigation, several investigations ongoing against Sinatraa, or the timeline for it. She then also shows a screenshot of the money that she supposedly was given for her to get Plan B because Sinatraa refused to wear a condom. That accusation is something she also mentioned in her first post about this. Now, here is where Sinatra's current girlfriend, M, also gets involved, as she has a lengthy thing to say. She also mentioned things about this in her first document that we covered in the initial video long ago. Now she says, as for the people who asked me why it took me so long to say anything, here are some of the TikToks his girlfriend was making about me while I was staying silent. Plus, her telling people I'm crazy. Her sharing stuff like this on her platform scared me into silence because I didn't want to have to defend myself against not only Jay and his fans, but her and her fans as well. As I said previously, I know she just believes Jay, which is fine, but this is one of the main reasons why I kept quiet when trying to deal with and recover from my relationship, but having someone just so consistently dragging my name through the mud, it made it hard for me and also kept me from properly moving on, as she shows a couple of TikToks and supposedly posts that are involving Cleo, maybe subtly kind of poking at her, and then a Discord DM in which M supposedly calls her crazy, and a lot more tweets insinuating that Cleo uses apparently alt accounts to bash either M or Sinatraa, so it seems. M actually does respond to a lot of this in her post, which I will talk about tomorrow. I encourage you guys to go read both these posts at their length because it seems more so, and again, in my opinion, I'm not trying to take away from the seriousness of this situation. These documents seem more so of a back and forth between these two individuals as opposed to bringing more evidence against Jay, which, by the way, that evidence in the first accusation still does stand. After everything coming out from M or Cleo, let's get it straight. Those initial accusations do still stand, okay? So it's very clear that these two ladies do not get along, and there's probably always going to be more to that story, more nuance they're not going to share that we don't know about those background details, and I really don't want to go digging into that because it's not relevant to the investigation, which is still ongoing around Sinatraa and the initial accusations made by Cleo. What is important from this update document is clarification of that audio clip and an update on the timeline of the Riot investigation, and then maybe some more back and forths around her initial story between her and Sinatra's current girlfriend. And very importantly, she does slip in at the very end just one sentence about filing a police report. She did file that report. She does have a case, and it's only ongoing. That is the only thing she made in remarks to that. And included in that, I guess you could say there's an additional accusation of Sinatraa maybe making some transphobic comments that cannot be proven. In my personal opinion, I don't find that very relevant in this more document, but there certainly were other important things that I encourage you guys to read through, and I'll be reading through M's statements tomorrow in response to a lot of what Cleo said here. It's definitely not a fun thing as we continue to dive into this, and all of this happening around the same time where there's obviously been whispers where Sinatra's been returning to playing Valorant. So I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your days. All right, drink some water, drink some coffee. I'll catch you back here sometime soon. Please show your respect. Feel free to leave your opinions in your comments down below. But show your respect in this, because there are still standing some very serious accusations. Until next time, take care.